Right. So happy to have each and every one of you here. And as you may all know, we're here to talk about everything compliance, how to launch a career in the compliance space and financial crime sanctions, GDPR, KYC, AML, everything around that. So, as is the usual practice, we'll start by introducing ourselves in the chat box, our names, the city we are joining from, and what we do currently. Right, so I've got Perverse. Um, I'm by profession, I'm an engineer working with the first boss as a vehicle examiner MOT. Beautiful. Happy to have you here, Perverse. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So I've got Tawheed Lamidi Dulwich, United Kingdom. Welcome and happy to have you here, Tawheed. I've got about 35 people at the moment on the call, and I've not even read up to 3 introductions. Please let's do that very quickly. That's always the best part of this, knowing where we are all from and what we do currently so that we can tailor our examples in the very interactive session we are having. Morenike from London, working as a project support in an EVCP company, currently preparing for management of risk for practitioner exam. Welcome. David, I'm a student from Sheffield, Ifoma from Coventry. Adefunke, working as an admin officer in the UK. Uzeni from Chippenham, currently self-employed. Blessing Uloko from Ipswich. Jane Onyaguse from London, working with education and hospitality industry. Bournemouth, currently in the healthcare sector. Chinoye from Nigeria, working as a technical coordinator administrative in an oil and gas company. And then we've got Valerie from Glasgow, currently working in a financial organization. Lara Ba from Cardiff, currently in the healthcare sector. Hansel from students from Northumbria University, Newcastle, architects by training. Beautiful. Right, so it's good to have met, each and every one of you. I'm going to do a little bit of introduction of the RQI group. That is the host for today's masterclass. So RQI Group is a dynamic conglomerate dedicated to bridging gap and creating opportunities for underrepresented individuals and communities, not only in the UK, but globally. Under RQI Careers, under RQI Group, we've got the RQI Careers, which is a multi-award winning edtech company that, help people gain practical work experience and transition to tech as well. We've got trainings in data analysis, business analysis, project management, compliance, data analysis, Scrum Master, product management, and many more. So we've also got Apply Body, which is an AI-powered tool and product that help people apply to jobs and optimize the application documents. We've got our podcast, the Limitless and Thriving podcast, where we share insights and success stories to empower immigrants, professionals, and entrepreneurs. We've got the Limitless Without Borders, which is a community of interest and events company, where we bring together professionals and entrepreneurs, to elevate their careers and businesses. We've got the Immigrants Founders Network, and we've got the RQI Digital Solution. So a little bit more about RQI Careers. Right. So RQI Careers offer practical experience-focused bootcamps that help people acquire tech skills to equip themselves and stand out in the job market. We boast of over 1,700 success stories of people who have passed through our bootcamps and landed their desired roles, not only here in the UK, but also globally. Right. So our impact has been met by loads of awards, from 2022, changing the face of education, to being called the Career Support Organization of the Year in 2024 and 2025, respectively, and also being a finalist as the UK Tech Startup in 2025, Best EdTech and Career Coaching Company in the UK as well. So a little bit about myself. My name is Rukayat, and I'm also a multi-award winning entrepreneur, founder, and CEO of RQI Group. And, I'm personally committed to ensuring that right? Underrepresented communities, professionals, and individuals or business owners. Do not settle for less, right? Whatever tools, resources, and skills you need to help you position yourselves for better opportunities is what I am all about. Right, and I'm also a Forbes coach member. I've been featured on Forbes. I've won lots of awards as well, being named um, diversity and inclusion champion, innovative entrepreneur, outstanding coach, and so much more. So talking about RQI careers and our courses, right? So talking about RQI careers, we offer a range of training from data analysis and business intelligence to project management and business analysis, Scrum Master, Product Manager, Product Owner, Digital Marketing, Compliance, KYC, AML, as well as our training in Excel and PowerPoint. Also about our standalone services, we've got our services in CV optimization, career advisory, interview prep, LinkedIn optimization, full career rebrand, and our recently launched business coaching program. So, just a little bit about Limitless Without Borders before we continue, because it's one of the projects that we have coming up next month, right? So Limitless Without Borders is our event where we are bringing together immigrants, professionals, and underrepresented professionals from across borders, really, to come and see the opportunities that are bound, to come learn from, people who have been there, done that, across different expertise and industries. Because for like I said, my own personal goal is to ensure that we have all the resources, all the strategies, insights that we need to either elevate our career or our businesses, right? So there's going to be panel discussions, award ceremony to also recognize and celebrate trailblazers within our community. Like they always say, if they don't invite you to a table, we know how competitive it is, existing, surviving, and even wanting to thrive, in this space, and the goal is for us to create our own table where we are celebrated, where all those resources and everything we need to actually live very fulfilling lives, regardless of where we are based, whether we're in Nigeria, whether in UK, in Germany, or wherever it is we might be, we have access to it. Because guess what? Information is key, and networking and leveraging opportunities that you come across. Some people have not even just heard about some opportunities. That's why they never get to even leverage it. So our goal is to make sure that we bring those opportunities from within our community and even from outside, such that we are not limited to the, resources that are just within reach. So it's going to be so much fun. We have loads of speakers, from myself, I'm a career and business coach, to, entrepreneurs, personal finance coach, property experts that will come teach us how to invest in property, a senior vice president in Bank of America to come teach us how to even position ourselves beyond mid-level roles to even getting vice presidents. He's an immigrant like ourselves, and he's not just, gotten a job with Bank of America. He's worked as a VP in Barclays in Bank of America. I'm sure that's the goal for all of us. In as much as we want to transition to tech, we are where we are now, but we are not defined by where we are, because guess what? There are people who have been elevated way more than that, who also moved to this country at some point. So why not, if not, the information about positioning yourself, is what will take you to that next step. We also got UK Global Talents beneficiaries from professionals category, tech category, to the fashion category, which is the business category as well. We've got an AI consultant and leadership coach that works with Amazon. We've got a career. So we've got like a power list, to be honest, of people. We've got Bola So, who is a founder, financial advisor, and an author. She's a personal wealth and personal finances expert, right? She teaches, people how to actually make your money work for you, how to live fulfilling life, regardless, and make your finances really work for you. You've got tax experts as well who help businesses and individuals know how to actually, make tax efficient moves. We've got an MBE who is, recognized by the Royal King and Queenship, right? She's an entrepreneur and CEO as well. So we've been very intentional about each and everybody you can see on this list. And I think the list is not even complete. We've got a founder and cybersecurity expert as well, who is a PhD holder, and who is going to also tell us, not only about cybersecurity as a whole, but even about, moving from academics to industry, the benefits of the different categories. There's so much more. There's a CV workshop that's going to be happening on that day. There's a lot of more speakers that are not here. We've got exhibitor sponsors as well on board, which I'm sure you will find out as we proceed. So the link for you to book your slot is right there. You don't want to miss this. This is an event for us, by us. It's happening in June, 21st of June. There's no excuse, regardless of where you're coming from, right? There's no reason why you shouldn't be there. For childcare, we've got a dedicated room where, parents can excuse themselves to attend to their children. We've got, loads of resources and everything. So there's exhibition opportunity as well for you to showcase your business. So if you want to be a part of this in any way, reach out to us, But if you want to book your tickets, we have just a few tickets left as we have just a month to go. So book your slots, book your tickets, and let's make it a date as limitless without borders. Right. So let's get right into business of the day. I'm sure you guys I won't say you're tired, but you tell me, let's talk about business for today. Compliance. Someone says, is there a virtual way to join? Right. So we are likely to have a streaming service. However, we want people to be there because apart from those that are probably in Nigeria or other countries that can't make it there, because we have a lot of virtual sessions like this one we are right now, but sometimes we just need that physical event, that physical touch. Recently as well, I traveled down to Nigeria to meet the RQI team, and to be honest, it made a lot of difference compared to just the way we've been working virtually for the past 3 years or more. So physical meetups, physical, getting to see people physically is also very important. So yes, there's likely to be a virtual way to join, which will be communicated, but right now let's try to make plans to attend physically. So guys, talking about compliance, what does compliance mean to you? I'm going to make this class as interactive as possible. I know I've used the first 15 minutes to talk, but now I want to hear from you. What is compliance? I'm not going to give you guys expo. What does compliance mean to you? Because I know that compliance means different to different people, depending on, where, depending on what their activities are around the industry. Beautiful. I love Christiana. Very, very prompt. Adhering to the company's policy, rules, and regulations. Thanks for that. Annabelle, you can also drop your comments, your response to that in the comment section. That's how we're going to keep this really fast and, smooth. So let's drop our responses in the comment section. What does compliance mean to you based on your industry and what you do currently? Right, Christiana is the only one that's responded so far. There might be an award for the best. Somebody might even get this class for free if I can identify somebody that is exceptional in the way they are very prompt in responding and all of that. So, okay, so Lamidi has added to that. Not only company, also industry regulation. Beautiful. Am I going to get only 2 responses? Okay, Moranica has also responded. She says, ensuring the company follows the industry sets, regulations, and standard. Right. So let's see what compliance is all about. Compliance is an essential part of everything, really, from governments to organizations to company, across jurisdiction, really. Okay. So, Annabelle, making sure that the company's policy is tandem with the law and policies of the host company. Beautiful. Perverse says basically it's regulations to be followed by the organization, simply put. And then Stella says following specific rules set up in an organization. Uzaini says ensuring that all the standard operation procedures or protocols are adhered to. And Ansel says compliance is conforming to the ethos, the standards, and laws of each organization or service. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love all the responses so far. Right, so compliance is really multifaceted, just like most of you have said, from organizations to governments, to parastatals, companies, even departments, some departments have their own, and jurisdictions, countries, they all have, regulations, rules, standards, and ethical principles that need to be adhered to. Right. So why do you think that these policies, why do you think compliance is even necessary? Does anybody know? I'm sure we all know that there are rules and regulations. Why do we have rules and regulations, and why do you think they are necessary? Why have they been put in place? So I have more responses about compliance as well. Sunita says compliance is doing the right thing the right way according to the rules. Chimba says keeping to regulations, standards set up by the government, the industry, and organization. Act of complying with the command. So to my next question, I love this class, to be honest, which is why is it even necessary, right? To maintain standards so that it follows human rights and city violation, to make sure there is accountability for security purposes, for sustainability. Compliance is necessary because of the sanctions attached to non-compliance. Another perspective, to make sure there is accountability when there is a breach. Beautiful. For guidance, accountability, and control. It's for control to identify client source of income. Okay, I think that's taking it down to KYC. Simply put, where there is no law and guidelines, there is no crime or breach. Felix, I'm sharing your vibes. Christiana says necessary to minimize risk, accountability, to ensure uniformity and ensure control and accountability. Wow. To avoid abuse. It's the process of following the rules and regulations of the organization. To be honest, I think I should just close my slide because you guys have finished it. But, you're all right. That is the reason for compliance, for sustainability, for control, to prevent vulnerable people, to protect the interest of public good, to make sure that, the public, depending on the parastatal, if you look at the different industries and the compliance, compliance has different purpose for the different industries, but it's all around what you guys have said. So what does compliance really entail, right? Knowledge of industry is very important because across different industries, there are different rules and regulations. Data protection is also very important, and all that. Right. So what are the essentials for us? So for today, right, specifically for for what we do, compliance in RKY careers is going to be more around, compliance from the KYC, AML, financial crime sanctions, and GDPR side of things. Right. So what are the essentials for the compliance field? The legal and industry knowledge, which is what I said first. You have to have a deep understanding of the industry you want to work, whether it's a law firm, whether it's banking, whether it's insurance, whether it's health and care. You have to have your industry knowledge for that industry. You need to understand the regulatory framework as well. You need to familiarize yourself with the specific regulatory bodies and agencies relevant to that field, in the UK or wherever you might be. So I'm going to ask another question now. Tell me who are the regulators? So tell me your industry and your regulators. So what industry are you now, and who are your regulators in that industry? Let's see if you even know, about your industry that you're in. Right. So let's drop that in the comment section while I continue, and I'll take a break to take it quickly. Training and education. If you want to survive in the compliance space, you need to constantly stay abreast of the policies because they always change. They are not always static. Data protection and privacy measures. You need to understand data protection. The way data is handled, across jurisdiction is different, right? Financial compliance as well. Financial institutions must have robust AML and CFT measures to prevent money laundering. Right. So FCA, definitely that's the banking and financial services, healthcare CQC, CDM 2015 for the construction, banking FCA. Beautiful. Right. So what are the essentials for you? So exactly. oil and gas, some regulators are ABS, NIMASA, NCDMB, okay, I'm seeing a lot of acronyms, NIA, ACON, and ACON for architects in Nigeria. Beautiful. So the next question I'm going to ask is, why did you join this session? Why did you join this session? What are you looking to get out of this session? Are you looking to transition to compliance space? So tell me why you joined this session and what you want your next job title to be before we proceed. Right. So Shola says he wants to pivot his career to compliance. Hansel wants to transition to project manager. If you want to transition to project manager, Hansel, then don't miss our product demo that is happening by 2 p.m. today, where our project managers, our other courses that are project-based will be showcasing their work experience, and product management. They'll be showcasing, even Chinoya, you shouldn't miss the 2 o'clock product demo where our students will be the one to come and present their projects to anyone who wants to see what they've done during the work experience phase. But talking about compliance, looking to transition from delivery departments to compliance and risk management. Beautiful. To have more insights about compliance, I want to transition to a data analyst role. Transition to compliance. Right, cool. That's good to know. So talking about the essentials for the compliance field. If you want to transition to compliance, you need to have analytical skills. You need to have problem-solving skills. You need to have very good communication skills. You need to have very good integrity and ethical judgments. You need to understand and practice confidentiality, because in the compliance space, you are going to be dealing with, different regulations and data of your clients. So other skills needed in the compliance field, we've got risk assessment, continuous improvement, continuous development, documentation and record keeping, GDPR, data protection, KYC, AML. And let's look at the salary, the potential career paths you can explore, and the average salary from KYC analyst to compliance manager to risk manager to financial crime analyst, sanctions officer, AML compliance analyst, data protection specialist. So why pursue a career in the compliance space? So the first reason why you should consider a career in compliance is the high demand for the compliance profession. There's a very high demand for compliance, because guess what? Things might change. AI, even with AI and all of that, compliance needs to be done with AI. AI needs to be, regulated. Compliance is not going to go anywhere, because that's what is going to keep our society, sane, secure, and just and controlled to an extent. Right. So career stability as well, diverse career opportunities within compliance space, global relevance, competitive compensation, professional growth, and you get to stay ahead of the industry trends. So now I'm going to introduce you to the RKY Careers Compliance Bootcamp. So this is a 5 weeks program where we equip professionals with what they need to become compliance and KYC professionals, and also equip them with cases to help them gain practical work experience, right, to be able to stand out and get a job in that field. So I'm going to come back to this slide, but I've got a speaker for today who wants to share our experience, and I'm going to go back to continue. So Chidima is currently thriving as a customer due diligence process specialist. She blends her legal expertise with a passion for making compliance simple and effective. She was originally trained as a lawyer in Nigeria, and she moved to the UK and wanted to explore the compliance space, right? So to level up her skills and gain, experience in the compliance space, she enrolled in the RQI Careers Compliance Bootcamp 11.0. It has been an eye-opening and rewarding journey for her, and I'm going to let her share the rest of her story. So Chidima, if you're there, 12:30 it is.
Hi, Mama CEO.
Hi.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Chidima. Thanks for accepting to speak today. We appreciate.
I just needed to speak because I feel like this is just I know it's not the best way to say thank you, but it's just something I need to do to give back. Yes, this is a giving back thing for me, and um, I just want to use this medium and tell you, like, thank you very much for your support, especially the after job support, because it's one thing to help us get a job, then it's another thing to be there till we settle in. Is that was it for me. That was the love point for me. The being there till we settle in. Thank you so much. And I just want to encourage everyone who is still thinking, should I join? Should I not join? Please join. You're in the right place. You're safe. And I don't know how to say it, but um I've tried to make inquiries about other boot camps, and I think this was just for me. This is not I'm not marketing, I'm not an influencer per se to say I'm doing it for gains or something, but this is something I feel like because I got to a point where in fact, I'm a Nigerian trained lawyer. So when I got here, I came to UK to do masters, and my case was peculiar because I actually came to UK not because of masters. I came because I just wanted to run away from where I was. So the course I came to do in masters was, I mean, it's unrelated to law. So when I finished the masters, it was like my CV was scattered. Somebody is Nigerian trained. He has a master's in digital marketing, and she doesn't want to practice digital marketing. She wants to go into law. So that breach was already there, and it was like I was in a confused state. And finding RKY is like it was just God redirecting my life, because before then I was doing care, and mind you, care is not a bad job. I In fact I my employers, they tell me that am one of their best employees. So I did my best as a care worker, but that was not what I wanted for myself. There is this thing about wanting more. I wanted more, you get. But so if you're doing care and you're okay there, that's fine. But if you want more, then that is where I was, and I had just had a baby. I didn't want to finish maternity. I remember the first time I spoke with RKY. I was just going on maternity leave when I spoke with her, and I told her that I was going to enroll when I start the leave actually. So I did the boot camp August, and the good thing about the boot camp for me is you might not know what you're getting until you get a job. UK employers are going to train you no matter what you know. They will train you. They can, no matter, even if when they tell you good morning, you're speaking compliance. That's not their business. They'll have to really train you to trust you with their job. So when you get to know what ROKY did for you or does for you is when you're actually practicing and they give you the training manual and you're reading and you're smiling like you know it, not because you know it, just because it is what you saw in the boot camp. So the what we learn in the boot camp is life experience. It is UK, how will I put it, is like his UK curriculum. So it's not you there are some things, as you're reading the manual, you just be hearing Lumi's voice hammering something. And if there was an argument back and forth in class, you will just be smiling because you now see the reason for. In fact, you just read it and pass because you remember the argument stage and what we arrived at. So it's if you're tired, if you just want to do something law related, because as a lawyer, if you want to continue and you're not really ready to do the whole exam thing, I think the best corridor for you in the UK is staying in compliance, because when you're there, you know you're close to law. And I think compliance now is the most relevant law now, because I don't think anybody wants to come to UK and be going to court and be doing all those things. What is in now is compliance, because like she said, it's not going to die. Every other thing, no matter what they bring tomorrow, AI, whatever, has to comply. So I think compliance is the in thing. And I think the surest place to be is where they don't just dig up one book and tell you something. I don't know how they do it really. I don't know how they are able to know what is going on. Maybe because they have tutors who actually work or practice to know what is going on, but is a safe way to be. So I just want to talk about not focus more, because I know they're going to teach you. If you want to do it, what I want to tell you is that whatever you're learning, please learn. Please learn. Don't just say it's normal boot camp, because the foundation you get from here is really going to help you. Because if you like, just come here for the CV. One day that lie in your CV, because except you do the boot camp is a lie. It is you doing the boot camp that validates everything that is on your CV. So if you don't do the boot camp and you can just carry the CV, then it's a lie, because you will prove it. You are going, I did this, I did this. Just do it, because everything on the CV is in the boot camp. So when you do the boot camp, that is when you now understand that okay, this CV is my CV. But when you don't do the boot camp, it's like you're carrying a lie, and that lie, if you don't pay attention, it's going to find you out. I've heard people who do boot camps, and when they get a job, they are fired, because you're looking at somebody you cannot and like I remember one day I called her, because the place I got a job is a big tech company, and their own verification process is very tight. In fact, I know I did too, because somehow the tech company has a client that we work for. Currently, I work for a bank in the financial crime department of the bank. That's I'm employed as process specialist for my company, but currently I'm working for a bank under the financial crime department, sort of. So what I had to call her, because they the bank now wanted to do their own personal background check. I don't know. So there's somehow, if you just do boot camp and go and sit down because you paid money, you go and sit down, your sin will find you out, and they will fire you, and nobody wants to have fire in it's better you resign than you're fired. So as you're making this journey, and I'm trusting that as you're making this decision, you're making this decision to stay in RKY. Another reason why I'll say you should stay is because of the, like I said, after boot camp experience, because
Support.
when you're looking for a job, the community is such that I remember during the interview sections is one of my best points, because you've applied for job and it's like your village people that are doing you. Then you now come for interview preparation. Maybe you've applied for just 10 jobs and you're feeling that you've applied too much. You now come for the community meeting, and someone else is applying 15 a day, and the person is coming to share. So each time we had this community meeting thing, it helped us to know that we are not alone. In fact, and every interview gets better as you join the interview session. I don't know how to put it, but I think I just got better as I stayed and attended the interview, because the tips are life tips. And it's not just from the teachers now, people who had interviews, who even did, maybe they passed the first stage, second stage, and they didn't get the third stage. They'll come and share with you how it was for you to even get the first stand. So it's a life community. It's a support, is how do I it's a support system that it just makes you know that okay, well, I'm not in this alone. There are still other is I feel like what we get is what's more than the money we pay for. Actually, the brotherhood, the sisterhood thing is what's more than it. So I just want to encourage you. It's a before joining, during joining, and after joining package. Nobody leaves you. In fact, even if your company wants to verify 3 times, I know that they are all out. Like even the people I got employed with, some of them are still going through their background check, and RKY, they just came through at every point. In fact, they sent them today. They reply tomorrow. They were just hands on. So I don't know. I salute your vision actually. I don't know where you got it from, and I don't know what's going on, but I know you're going further helping the immigrants, because the truth is they are going to, once an immigrant, they just somehow I think it triggers them. It's so you need to do more as an immigrant. I don't know if we're getting this one. Everybody's muted.
Thank you,
But
Chidima. Chidima, you've taken over the meeting though. You're now like
I'm already leaving.
but
So I
thank you
just
so thank you
if you're
Thank
having
you
any
so
doubt,
much.
uh,
Everything you said, to be honest, I just allowed you to pour out your heart, so that people can see that it's unfiltered, is as she is as she feels. I didn't even ask her questions because I think she has answered most of the questions I would have asked her as well. But guys, do we have any question for her?
please,
In
if you
summary, let
have,
me just
quickly.
yeah, let's just
No,
take
no,
quickly
thank you
just
so much
before
for
she
your advice,
goes.
though.
Sorry?
We love your advice. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. You're welcome. You're welcome. Right. So in summary, let me just see if we have questions for you. I think somebody said, is it only for people with legal background? No, it's not.
No.
It's not
Uh,
at all.
I I I think it's not just for legal background, because compliance is everywhere. You have medical compliance too. You have, so it's everywhere. Whatever you want to do, but you want to transit to something tech. You want to
Hmm.
go from whatever you're doing and you want to enter tech. I think compliance is just good for you.
Beautiful. Somebody
Especially
said, did you attend?
if you're not a calculating person like me. Compliance is home. Is
Okay.
home. You are in
Somebody
tech,
says, did you
and
also learn about AML? Sorry to interrupt you. I know you want to go quickly, but I want you to also answer people's questions. Did you
okay.
also learn about anti-money laundering?
Yes, haven't you told them about the package?
We had to
Yes.
move quick. No, we had to skip to make you talk. So I'm going to go
Okay,
back
please.
to all those
Yes,
things. I
yes.
think somebody also
Everything.
asked that what are the benefits of joining the boot camp. We're going to have to go back to it, but she has to leave. Because she had to make us speak. And somebody said, "Did you attend USW?" I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yes, please,
Do
guys. You're in a safe place. You are very, very safe. That's just one thing I want you to take away. You are safe. There's nothing like, it's not these people, they will take my money, and no, it's not here. It's not here. In fact, when I got the message to come and share, I was happy to come. There was no compulsion at all. I was happy. I was telling my husband that I always said I was going to give back. So it was like them calling me to do what I wanted to do. Thank you really for the opportunity. It's not just about you, it's about me this time. Thank you very much. And another thing, let me just say one thing before I go. It's um I work in the biggest place in London. I work in Canary Wharf, and I work in 15 floors Canary Wharf. And I like it when I go to work. And the funny thing is, sometimes when I pass, I just see Nigerians. They're the ones that smile at me at the door because they just enter the door. Please, I want a generation of people who don't enter the door as gatemen. I want us to climb up. Like, I want us to climb up. Please let us do more than security. You can do care if you want to, but if you want to climb up, please, there's a space. How do they say? There's a slot for you on the table.
Right.
Please,
So you want
let's
us
do
to get
complaint.
roles that would climb up a bit, not the
Yes,
ground
yes.
floor roles.
No, no,
Just
no,
be
not
security only.
no. Let's
I
climb
love
up,
that.
please.
By the way, our office is also in Canary Wharf. We should meet up to have coffee one of these days, when I'm in the
Okay,
office.
no
Right.
problem.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
very much. All
Chidima.
right.
Good to hear from you, to know you're thriving in your new role. By the way, Chidima passed through the boot camp. She got a job, and, she's been finding it very easy on the job. She said that, even I think there was a message she sent to me then that, when she was going through a manual for the role, she almost wanted to ask that, did this person pass through RKY bootcamp? Because the person was just speaking the language of how exactly it was taught in class, which is to tell you that our bootcamps are practical work experience focused, and it's not just about even the training, it's beyond the training. We also stay with you every step of the way till you land the job, and even after, when you have, issues, or you have background checks and all of those things to be done, So, Chidima, thank you so much. I'm going to have to
Thank
go
you.
back some
All right.
steps so I can, now explain more about the bootcamp. Right. So, okay. So Moranika says, I did the Excel training with RKY. I used the knowledge for an interview, and it landed me in my current role as a project support officer in an electric vehicle CP, and I still go back to watch the videos from the training. Isn't that good news? Right. Congratulations to you, Moranika. I think I remember you dropping your success story in the Excel group I think it's been months now. How is it going on the job? I hope you are doing really well as well. I'm always very happy when our students not just get the job, because people can be lucky to get a job, but are thriving in it. Because they have the prerequisite, they have the skill sets and everything they need to actually practice and thrive on the job. And there's something Chidima said that is also very important, which is the fact that some people join boot camps, but they don't take it seriously. Because she said a lot of things. Some of the things she said, I can very much relate to. Maybe some of you might not really understand because you are not in yet. Some people prepare boot camps and they don't attend the classes. They don't actually immerse themselves and get the best out of it, because that's the only way you can go out of it with the value you need. So congratulations to you, Morenica, and thanks for sharing that. Very timely and very important. Right, so let's talk a little bit more about what people are saying about us. We've got 5-star reviews on Trustpilot as well as on Google. This is voluntary. Of course, it's a public platform where people go to share their success stories or how they really feel about the brand after they've engaged with us. So we've got Rashidat saying, I had an amazing experience with RKY Careers. Their team are professional, knowledgeable, and genuinely invested in helping job seekers succeed. They provided me with the expert career guidance, a well-structured CV, and invaluable interview tips that boosted my confidence, and I feel more prepared and motivated in my job search. And I highly recommend RKY Careers to anyone looking for career advancement or professional development. So, Ebibote says, I can't thank RKY Careers enough for their outstanding compliance course, which played a pivotal role in landing my first role in compliance. The course was incredibly well structured with comprehensive contents that bridged theoretical knowledge and practical application seamlessly. The instructor was knowledgeable, approachable, and always willing to go the extra mile to ensure we fully understand the material. The skills and insights I gained from the course not only boosted my confidence, but also gave me a competitive edge in securing my position. This person really wrote, RKY didn't just provide training, they provided a stepping stone to my professional success. If you are truly trying to break into compliance or enhance your skill sets, I highly recommend RKY Careers. And it was a game changer for me. And many more. If you read through, most of the people here, all the people here, they have gotten a job, and they've come back to share what their experience was, in the bootcamp. Another person, Adedoko, says, my wife shared RKY Careers link with me. Kudos to all the women. I always tell the men when I have any consultation with men that 60% of our students are women. And even the remaining, let me not say the remaining 35%. Say 20 out of the remaining 35% got referred by their wives. So kudos to all the women in the house, Right. So my wife shared RQI Careers link with me, and I can say that I had no regrets. The learning experience was great. The CEO, Rukayat Alabi, the tutor, and the team are one of the best I have ever, that's where the screenshots ended. So that's just a little bit about what people, about our reviews on. So what are the bootcamp perks? For those that said they did not hear about the benefits of the bootcamp. So it comes with 5 weeks of training. Classes hold on Saturdays for 5 weeks, virtual. So regardless of where you are, either you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, or in the UK, or the US, or Canada, wherever you are, you can join our classes. You also get to work on real life cases to gain the experience, which is what Chidima also mentioned. She was very familiar with the real work when she got on the job because she had practical work experience. Interview preparation, which is not just a one-off. From what she said as well, there is post-bootcamp support. There's weekly or bi-weekly sessions where you can come in when you have interviews to just have a chat with a coach about questions to expect and how to prepare for the interview. And this is different from even the interview prep you get when everybody at the end of the bootcamp, when we are wrapping up the course itself. You still have somewhere you can just go into to get motivated, just like she said. Sometimes, just like she said, she would have applied for maybe 10 jobs a week or a day, and she thinks she's really doing a lot. And then when she joins, that follow-up meeting, and the follow-up meeting, we call it drop-in interview prep sessions or something. In those sessions, yeah, it's not even just your cohorts. Other cohorts that, need interview support are also able to join. So you get to hear about people's experiences. In these sessions, people actually even get job offers. People also come back to share that they've gotten job offer. So even if you don't have interviews yet, come to the sessions, see how people that have interviews are being prepared for their interviews, hear what others are doing to get those interviews. You have the opportunity to ask questions from those getting interviews, right? And you also get to motivate yourself. If you are doing 20 jobs and then you now find out that people that actually get an interview are doing 100 jobs, then you need to sit up. That is what community is all about. At RKY Careers, we are a community. We are not just a training platform. So you also get to work on cases to gain experience, and after that you get work reference, which is also a very good prerequisite to help you stand out for the project you worked on during the bootcamp, which is what she was saying about the background checks. You also get certificate of completion, which is CPD and ACTD USA recognized. You also get access to our learning management system for over a year. So even after you've gotten a job, you are able to go back to watch all interview prep, all other alumni resources, and even the class recordings on the LMS. Post-bootcamp alumni support. We have our post-bootcamp support in several ways, from the weekly interview prep to even from the weekly interview prep to the monthly alumni webinar. This is the one I really love. In the monthly alumni webinar, we bring experts across different areas to come in to now tell us, either strategies. So from time to time, we bring in immigration consultants to tell us about, how to navigate visa sponsorship or global talent or this. Sometimes we bring in, experts that know how to get visa sponsorship in the NHS. We bring people to come and tell us how to get jobs in civil service. We bring people to even come and tell us how to get on the property ladder. Right, so it's not just about training you. It's all about a community that helps you to thrive. You also get a free CV and LinkedIn optimization done for you. A lot of people do trainings, but after these trainings, they are always unable to put what they've learned on paper because they don't know exactly how to combine it with their old roles, and they don't even know how to optimize even their old roles to show career progression towards the new one. So which is what we also do for you. And then you also get all the support you need, right, from start to finish. So who can take this course? Early career beginners, anyone at all who wants to start their career in compliance, foreign trained lawyers and ex-bankers. We always specially recommend this as well for people who are foreign trained lawyers, new in UK, not knowing where exactly to start from. They can't go to do SQ because it's too expensive, but they don't want to do, jobs that are too far away as well. They want to do a job that they can build a proper career as well in. We've trained so many foreign trade lawyers. We've trained so many ex-bankers and even people that are not related to these roles to get their first jobs in compliance. So anyone seeking a career in compliance, in KYC, in AML, in GDPR, CEOs and corporate executives, accountants, risk managers, anyone at all really. So what are the competencies you will gain in our bootcamp? Right, so comprehensive regulatory knowledge, KYC, AML, right? You get comprehensive regulatory knowledge about the UK landscape, GDPR and all of that, KYC, AML, data protection and privacy expertise, GDPR, financial sanctions and crime, risk assessments and mitigation. So here are some roles you can apply for when you are done with our bootcamp. You can apply for AML analyst role, compliance analyst role, risk analyst role, KYC analyst role, compliance officer, data protection officer, regulatory affairs specialist, compliance risk manager, risk policy and procedure analyst, business compliance analyst, KYC, QC, and AML investigator, but not limited to this, because guess what I always tell people about branding is that what makes your unique brand is your previous experience combined with what you have just newly learned. And guess what, before you know it, a new role has been created, that you would qualify for. So talking about eligibility for visa sponsorship, the compliance space is also eligible, for visa sponsorship, right? So you can see the codes we have on the screen. I'm sure this might I might need to go revisit the code. I don't know if they've changed it in line with the new, but these are roles that you can position yourself for. We have so many of our students who have gotten visa sponsorship, even in this compliance space. So these are some of our past success stories, particularly in the compliance space. We have some of our students adding compliance to auditor to get band 7 roles with the NHS as, a compliance and as a systems and data auditor or principal. I think there was one principal auditor, customer due diligence, KYC analyst, compliance officer, and so much more. Like I said, we boast of over 1,700 success stories, after the bootcamp. Here are some job titles as well that some of our alumni have secured after the bootcamp, from KYC analyst to compliance manager, finance advisor, AML investigator, accounts officer, KYC analyst, quality control analyst, data protection, and so much more. So just a recap of our training perks, from live expert-led training, to CV optimization, competency test as well, to test your competence that you've gained, end-to-end IT projects, interview prep, access to our LMS, UK work reference, globally recognized certificate of completion, and also being a part of a community. Another thing that you benefit from at RKY Careers is our post-bootcamp bonus courses. At RKY Careers, we also give our students opportunity to earn bonus certification in fields that are very much in demand and that would help anyone that add that to their CV to stand out. At the beginning of this is Q2, right? Q1 this year, it was AI. We gave all our students a 2 days masterclass in artificial intelligence, because guess what, in 2025, if you don't have AI on your CV in one way or the other, you're not doing yourself a favor. But our RKY Careers, we do that research for you and we bring to you what we know you need to add to. So that's why people get a lot of jobs from us. It's not just even about the training, it's about that continuous support you also continue to get and be eligible for. At the end of 2024, we had one in Oracle Primavera 6 for those probably that want to add, that tool to their CV. At some points, we had Power BI, where everybody are able to show that they have some analytical skills, even if they didn't do data analysis, right? Second quarter for this year, and if you want to enjoy from that one as well, make sure you enroll for this course. We have cybersecurity. So everybody, like all our alumni, have the opportunity now to have a cybersecurity certification. You see, in the UK, there are 3 top things, that everybody needs, regardless of their role. AI, right? Cybersecurity, and analytical skills. You need to be able to have a certification or something or competency that shows that you have, these three, because they are like the in-demand skills buzzing, across all the roles. For everything I have said, right, from the live classes to the work experience to the job reference you get for access to community, CV and LinkedIn optimization, the value for this course should be nothing less than £2,000. In fact, recently, based on our offerings, our impact, and all of that, I've also had sessions with coaches and mentors who have told me to increase the cost of our courses by 5 times 5. However, because I know that in as much as I want to impact people, I would have loved to even give this course for free, to be honest, because my own passion and goal and purpose, right, is the social impact, helping immigrants not settle for less, helping people, seeing people that came in, they had to settle for care jobs at first. And then after that, they took our courses, they got 70K job, 80K job, is always really fulfilling for me. Right, which is the reason why we've still kept the price as it is, because nothing, to be honest, nothing justifies why we should keep the price as it is. Because this price, it was even £750 when we first started. Those that enrolled for the first cohort, they got it at a discount for £675. For £675, and today is currently on a discount for £599. Nothing justifies keeping your price as it is right now in this UK with the cost of living, or with everything happening, However, you can still tap into this current price. And let me tell you the best part. You can pay in installments. You can use Klarna, you can use ClearPay, Pay Later, or PayPal in 3 to spread from 3 months to 12 months. With the link that's just been dropped in the chat box, click on that link to secure your spots, before our classes are sold out. When is the next cohort for this course? 31st of May is the next class. So secure your spot at this discounted amount, because we might actually increase our prices anytime. Because guess what? From this price you're even seeing, 20% of it goes straight to the government as VAT. Right, so now see what is left and look at what other competitors, even people that offer less than us, are offering the course at. Right, so secure your spot. If you are in Nigeria or in Africa, there are numbers that would be dropped on the group as well. Click on that link to get the discounted amount for Nigerian residents. Or you can chat the WhatsApp numbers that you have on the screen. But I think the link has also been dropped. So at this point, I'm going to take questions. Do we have any questions about anything, I've said?
Hello. I just want to ask, are there tools that people in the financial crime space use? Are there tools or apps that we'd have to learn to use?
Right, thanks for the question. There are tools, but it depends on your role as well. One of which would be World Checker. Most of them are like regulated tools as well. It's not just available to anybody, because they are used, for instance, tool that you want to use to check somebody's history, to check, what's in there. I don't know if you get my point. You want to check whether someone is genuine and all of that. But there are tools, all of which you would learn within the bootcamp as well. Some of which you will learn within the bootcamp. For instance, now some tools like Excel are part of the tools that you need regardless of your role. So that is also a tool. But you've got the World Checker and a couple of others. I'm going to let the trainer also introduce himself quickly and also tell us a little bit more about the in-depth of the course. I don't know if that answers your question for now, but there are tools, there are tools, but whatever tool, with tools, right? So for instance, if there's an ERP tool within the company that you use to get approval, that's not related to, I don't know if you get, that's not related to the core of the business, and you'll be trained on it in the company as well. So for instance, I know there's some ERP tools like Salesforce and all of that, but I would let Lumi answer that question when it comes up. Right. So do we have any other question? So talking about the Excel, which Morenikesh has such a story on, can we drop our questions in the chat box? That will keep the session shorter and
Hi, Ruki. Good afternoon, ma. Because I have two questions and they're quite long. Not long, but it take me a while to type. So I just thought I would ask if it's okay.
yeah, go on. Go on,
Thank you
please.
so much. So the first question I have is what specific areas of compliance are covered in the curriculum? Is it just AML, or do you cover like data privacy, ESG, corporate compliance, those kind of areas? And then my second question is the program geared primarily towards the UK based roles, or does it support remote and international job opportunities?
Right.
Yeah, those
Thanks
are my
for
two
that.
questions. Thank you.
So the first question, yes, our curriculum covers KYC, AML, financial crime, sanctions, GDPR, data protection. Right. And with regards to the second question, which is it tailored towards UK, particularly because we are UK based and majority of our audience are UK, it's tailored towards UK. However, most of the what's it called? Most of the regulations, they all mirror each other, and they all like feed off from the main FATCA and all of that. But yes, is specifically for the UK markets. But we also have people joining us from Canada and all of that. So, but we don't know. I don't think it's any different. But I'll let Lumi also answer that question when it comes up. But in fact, does that answer your question, though?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool, cool, cool,
Thank
cool.
you.
All right. So, do we have any more? Let me just read the ones in the chat because people now feel that they should be talking. Can we just drop the rest questions in the chat box so that we can answer those that have complied? We are in compliance session. Let's comply, please. Okay. So, is there a weekly class? Yes, classes hold on Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m., sometimes 4 to 6:30 as well. But classes hold on Saturdays. This is the only class where classes are just Saturdays only because compliance is not like project management where you need 4 months. It's like it's very light in curriculum compared to the others as a role. Even regarding class times, what time does it start and end on Saturdays? Is it just one group or do you have different groups? So classes hold 4 to 6 p.m. Our classes are usually small, so you don't have anything to worry about with regards to groups. What hours? Okay, I think I've answered that as well. It's 5 weeks. Is there any discount for someone who has done a boot camp with RKY? So if you did a full boot camp where you also paid $5.99, there's a discount. But if you did Excel, where you pay just £50, there's no discount. So if you did a full boot camp before with RKY and you want to enroll for another boot camp, you get £199 off. That brings it down to £400. Is it £400? So if the cost is already on a discount, for instance, for $450 for like our product management and digital marketing, you would only get £50 off. We bring it down to 400 as well. So I don't know if that answers your question. So what role would you consider suitable after the compliance training without the banking, insurance, or legal background? Right. So it depends. Compliance analyst is a role on its own. You can be a compliance analyst across the different industry. But one thing we always do in our boot camps is that when you do the boot camp, when we get to the CV stage, first of all, we let you suggest the roles that you want to apply to. But if you need help, our consultants will also reach out to you, and they will look at what your previous background is, what your current skill set you are gaining is, and how you can combine that together, for a role. So there's always a blend. Say, for instance, if you're a customer service person, and you've just done the compliance professional, you can try to apply for like clients onboarding related roles. Because as a customer service professional in time past, relating with customer, onboarding new customers is related to what you do as a KYC or AML analyst as well. But you just be more in depth as to, onboarding them into the financial space. So I don't know if that makes sense. If you were previously if a banker, maybe a teller or something in the bank, you can still like position yourself for bank related roles within compliance space. But there's something for everyone. One thing we always do when we do your CV, which is why our students always get, jobs and get interviews, is that we create a unique blend of your previous role, your new skill sets, and create a unique brand for you. Right. So how do I feel? Why do I feel like to make an impact in compliance, you must have risk management, legal, and banking career? Well, to be honest, I don't think so. But, you might want to assess all the other courses we offer and, right, maybe go for the one that is best for you. Anyone can actually be a compliance professional, but I would not always just recommend compliance to everybody too. Before I make a personal recommendation, I would also look at your previous roles and all of that. But one thing to always consider when trying to transition is, how does this new skill I want to get, how does it blend with my previous background, my capacity, and my interest? What's your employability matrix so far from your alumni? So we have over 1,700 success stories of people who have passed through our bootcamps and have landed their desired roles. So not everybody who join bootcamps want to get jobs. Right. Some people just want to add the skills to help them get promotion. We also have loads of people who have gotten career elevation, after the bootcamp. We have people who have actually gained these skill sets and have used it to start their own business. We have, people who are like data analysts, consultants now offering the service of the skill sets they learned as, a business service. Right. So, but the thing is that you can't take away the benefit of adding skill sets to yourself. We are in the era where skill sets, and what you have to offer is your real currency. Right. So I have a question regarding one-on-one interview preparation after bootcamp. So after the bootcamp, it's not one-on-one interview. We have a session where we now let you understand what you learn in the bootcamp, how you put what you've learned, how you use it to answer interview questions. And then after that, we have drop-in sessions. This drop-in session is as good as one-to-one, because it's not like anybody is presenting to you. It's just like, okay, I'm here. Who's got interviewed today? If you got interviewed, then you now have your one-to-one, while others are listening in. You get your CV interviewed. You get your job description analyzed and all of that. So that's how it works. I'm not receiving... Right. So, Ngozi Okoli, can you click on the message? Can you click on the chat box to chat with the team to actually tell them what exactly you need support or help with? So how can the training benefit people from Nigeria? Can we get a UK sponsored role from here? That's a very, very, very tricky question. Getting sponsored role is not even related to your skill set anymore as you speak. There's so many regulations going on, but the good thing is that there are some skill sets that are not even jurisdiction based that you can use to get jobs in America and everywhere. And again, apart from even sponsored role, we've had a lot of alumni that finished our bootcamp from Nigeria and were able to get roles with UK companies. Do you know how many fintech companies are rising up here in the UK that are even Nigerian-based, Nigerian-owned, that you can actually... I know someone that finished our bootcamp and she got a job with Lemfi as far back as like 2-3 years ago, and they were paying £9, and she didn't want to relocate, but she was able to get that because they even found it very rare that somebody in Nigeria understood JMLSG, understood all of these things that they needed, from whoever they wanted to employ. So the opportunities abound. It's about searching for opportunities in the right place as well. Do you provide references if needed? Yes, if you complete your project in the bootcamp. Right. Okay, so I think I've answered all the questions so far. Let me see if there are new ones. After the bootcamp, how long do we have one-on-one sessions before we get a job? Right, so the drop-in sessions, not one-on-one sessions, are unending. For compliance, they happen every 2 weeks. After the bootcamp, you get an interview prep session that is attached to the bootcamp itself. Then after that, you have opportunity to bring your JD when you get interviewed to the group sessions. So I'm in the UK graduating in MSc Business Analytics. My immediate challenge is to get a job to financially survive. How do you support the immediate jobs to enable person survive before stabilizing with taking bootcamp? And also, do you do one-to-one counseling? So we have standalone services in CV optimization, LinkedIn optimization, interview prep, and all of that. But with regards to immediate job, there's no guarantee that anything will get you immediate job. Right. You just need to keep applying. First of all, you need to fix your skill set. If you already have the skill set, then fix your CV, fix your LinkedIn. If that is already fixed, then you need to fix how you apply to jobs. How many jobs do you apply to a day? Where are you applying to? When you start getting interviews, and it probably is at the interview stage, you're getting maybe knocked out or something, then you need to fix what you say at interviews. That's your interview preparation skills, right? Till you get a job. It's no longer like as it used to be, where it was easy peasy, which is why upskilling and having more skills, and which is why at RKY Careers, beyond the training they do with us, we give our students more to show that they are also developing themselves. Will having a career break to focus on family for a few years affect changes of getting a role, even with a legal background? It depends on how you brand your career break or what you were doing during your career break. Were you taking courses? Do you have certifications to show that this is what I was doing? And in some roles and some spaces, career break is also like acceptable. It depends. Okay. So I think at this point I'm going to go on with my slide and maybe come back to the question. So, like I said, Excel and PowerPoint is a skill set everybody needs to have, regardless of their role, right? We have our Excel classes as well, starting 7th of June. I would highly recommend that, regardless of the course you go for with RKY, you add Excel and PowerPoint to it. Because Excel skill sets alone can even see Morenike, she's in this session and she shared about adding Excel to what she already had, and it helped her to get a project management related role, right? That's to tell you the power of having Excel and PowerPoint skills. There's no job you get now, technical role, that you won't have to do a technical task, either analyzing data sets or doing some brainstorming and all of that. And you would also still need to do PowerPoint, what's it called, presentation. So some people have skill set that can give them 100K salary, but they don't have this. They don't know how to present their skill set. They don't know, how. They don't have a correct coach or mentorship and all of that would help them know how to package their skill sets. And Excel and PowerPoint, the training of £50, the skill sets they will gain from that might also be stopping them from actually leveraging the 60K skill sets they have. So you don't want to be that person that you are a project manager but you can't use Excel. Project management that should be getting you, 50K, 60K salary. But because you can't pass, you can't do presentation that will impress and all of that, you are losing opportunities. So join our Excel course. It's 6 weeks. Classes hold Saturday, Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. And guess what? It's just £50 or 50K. What you use to buy just a handbag or something. So please secure your slots regardless of your current background. Even if you're not searching for a job, do Excel and PowerPoint training. So at this point, I'm going to invite our trainer. He's been patiently listening to me as well. And I'm going to give him the opportunity to share with us in just 5 minutes, because we have another session at 2. So for those of you who are on this call that are interested in other tech roles, or you want to learn more about what work experience is all about, when I say work experience, join our product demo, where our students will be coming to show you how they went from being zero experience to project managers, and they will also show you the client's projects they worked on during the project phase of our bootcamp. Annabelle, you want to tell us something?
Yes, please. Sorry, I can't type though. It's a very quick question. So in regards to the Excel training, someone that doesn't have like Excel, the Excel app, do you guys provide that, or you have to have those things
So
before you join?
Excel is a free source tool that you can get from Microsoft directly. However, we do have a third-party partner that offers a one-off lifetime access at a very affordable one-off price as well, if you don't want to be on the subscription-based Microsoft one. And this will link to our students. It's their choice. They either buy that one or they just go and buy from Microsoft Streets. So, and not only for that, even for our other tools as well.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I have a doubt.
Sorry?
I have a doubt. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying in India regarding the payment, because all the payments is related to the UK payments type. Is there any other way where we can pay through India, like debit card method in the installment payment? Because I tried to do the payment, it was asking the UK address.
Right. Do you have a PayPal account? Is PayPal in India?
Yeah, PayPal is not there in India. Is there any other way?
Well, to be honest, for credit score purposes and all of that, most of the installments payments platform would only accept UK residents, most of them. So I really don't know. For India, I'm not sure about installments for you. Can you also transfer to a UK account from India? How do you pay UK accounts?
No, because I have a debit card where it is allowable for international payment, but I don't have an account in UK.
Right. So maybe you can send a message on WhatsApp and I can discuss with the team after this. If you're unable to do it, we can arrange for a manual installment for you based on that.
Okay. Okay, sure. Thank you.
All right. Cool. Okay, I'm a newly admitted solicitor. Please, facilitator, Mr. Lumi, are you there?
I'm here, ready.
Okay, cool. Welcome. Happy to see you after a very long time.
Yes, a long time. Yeah.
Okay, so please, I'm sure there are one or two people that have questions, and you might probably want to share more about, what they get, on the other side and all of that.
Yeah, so hi all. My name is Lumi Otolori. I'm going to be your facilitator for the compliance module. And if you do have any questions, I could take them after a brief introduction of the course and how it will benefit you and how we started training and why we started training for compliance. So I believe you all have an idea of what compliance is, and I also believe you all have an idea of what AML KYC is. You probably have an idea of what GDPR is as well, because you all have your privacy notices here and there. So the reason why we started this course is just to bridge the gap between the challenges people have with getting jobs and also how to equip you with equip you and make you and put you in the best position to get these jobs. There are no guarantees at all, but if you put in your best and you also prepare well, I believe you'll be well placed to get a job as well. So I can tell you my own story, and that's the reason why I'm also your facilitator as well. I jackpot a long time ago, and initially my experience was that a lot of us were involved in all these low-level paying jobs. I was also qualified in Nigeria, working in one of the big law firms and all that. And my first job was as a cleaner in the UK. I wasn't very happy with that. In fact, I think I almost had depression. I was like, why would I be doing all this kind of jobs when other people are getting better jobs? So I never gave up. I kept on trying. I finally got into banking. That was after about 7 years. And, throughout that journey, it was, I knew I could do better than all these low-level jobs. Okay? And it's something I believe you can all do. The secret about it is that nobody's coming to save anybody. You are the one that will save yourself. So if you are interested in compliance, then you need to get the skills that will help you to compete. Okay? The competition is very tight as well. So we have a robust package here. It's valued at more than £2,000 because you have a 12-month engagement with RKY Careers. You can easily call anyone in RKY Careers for anything. Some of us don't even sleep until 1 or 2 a.m. You can call us whenever you have interviews. We prepare you for interviews. We have 2 Thursdays every month where we have interview prep. You can also call us one-on-one. It's unlimited. Just, be selfish with your own time and call at any time. You need to get the job. You need to impress your family. You need to take care of your family and all that. Now, just a quick one, because I know the CEO has spoken about a lot of stuff as well. So most of you guys interested in AML KYC are coming from jurisdictions that already have problems. You already have heard about corruption and all those things. What we are doing here is a reverse role. Now, you all have bank accounts. Somebody just spoke about trying to make a transfer and all that. So what we are doing here is that it is a reverse role whereby somebody has done KYC on you to create a bank account for you. You will be the one that will be like the policeman in the bank, making sure that we are now helping the business to create accounts and to ensure that they comply with the rules and regulations. You can't go for an interview without understanding the UK rules and regulations. And as the CEO has said, a lot of them are intertwined, they are similar. Okay, so the laws in the US are similar to the laws in the UK, similar to the laws in Nigeria, India, and everywhere. So what we do here is that we will make sure that you understand the laws. So the guidance in the UK is the GMLSG, and that's the one that you need to understand, especially chapter 5, which speaks about due diligence. You also have different chapters. So as we go along the journey, we continue to upgrade your knowledge as well. We also have the Money Laundering Act 2017, which you need to understand. We have the sanctions, we have fraud, we have all sorts. These are some of the things we will discuss as well. So, yeah, and we are also flexible. Our courses in the compliance are AML, KYC, GDPR, sanctions. So we are going to cover all that over the 12-month period. After your foundation phase of 4 weeks, then you are free to now decide, which areas you want to look at. And also, we are also going to do your CV for you and make sure that it's, it's a top CV. It's not like an old CV and all that. So in this industry, there are CVs that will sell and there are CVs that won't sell. There are some things that you put on your CV that will demarket you as well. Those are the things we are going to look out for you. We also have work experience for you as well. You will also work on a project and just make sure that you are able to perform in the compliance role before we let you out there. And that also ensures that you get your certificate and you are competent as well. So my own experience, I've been training for about 14 years, and I believe I think I know more than is enough to take you on this journey. So if you trust us on this journey, trust me, rest assured, we are passionate about making sure you get those jobs, just like all the other people have spoken as well. So we've had several clients, jump into different roles. We've even had some people become DMLRO and all that. So as I said, you will be the one to save yourself. The course is affordable and it's a good package. You can decide to pay for it over 12 months. That comes to what? Maybe 30 or 40 pounds a month. Meanwhile, you are getting at least 2 Thursdays every month as well. And you also have a one-on-one. I don't think you get that deal anywhere else in the world. Well, because you have top tutors training you on this course, and you also have access to them as well. It's a bit different from all the other people training, whereby their courses are not certified and they don't have top tutors and they don't give the kind of support we give as well. So you definitely have the kind of support. You're not going to find it anywhere. You can do your research. I can assure you won't find it anywhere. So even if you finish your 12 months, trust me, even if you call me and say you need support and all that, we are still here for you. So one thing I want to say about this course is that even though it's a compliance course, there are some parts that if you ask us, I will still talk about it. I'll talk about data, I'll talk about business analysis, and I'll talk about project management on this course as well. It's packed into 2 hours every Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. And sometimes we overrun it by maybe 30 minutes and all that, but it's all for your own interest. So highly passionate about KYC ML, join this community and help us to fight financial crime in whatever country you find yourself. And also, it will also reward you. It pays a lot higher than many of the other industries. And it doesn't matter where you're coming from. Even if you're a recent graduate, you're coming from care, you're an ex-banker in Nigeria, an ex-lawyer or current lawyer or something. It's a course that gives you, it pays you, because number one, if you say you want to requalify as a solicitor, I can assure you, I did that as well. You're going to waste, I won't say you waste a lot of money, but it's not easy to get all that work experience which you need to get to become a solicitor. And also, when you even become a solicitor, it's also very difficult to get a role in a top firm that will be paying you as much as the banks. Now, it's not just limited to banking. You can get a job in a law firm as well. You can get a job as a compliance expert in a law firm. You can get a job as a compliance expert in the oil and gas. You've heard about the scandals in the car finance industry. Yes, we're also there. So compliance is also there again. So you can get a job in Volkswagen, BMW, in the finance department, anywhere where there's money or they have clients and all that, you will find compliance. Where our regulators make sure that we comply. So the UK is one of the top destinations for compliance. So I believe you're in the right place. And if you trust us, jump on this journey with us and we'll make sure that we deliver. You won't find this course anywhere else. We also limit our classes, so you just have to jump on it. Our classes are limited as well. We are not here to take, everyone and all that. So once you believe you're ready for the course, there's a little bit of work, but it's not as difficult as you think. It's not as difficult as you think. You just need to understand the laws and the processes, and you'll be able to move ahead with that. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here to take your questions. I know we're pressed for time as well, but please, if you have any questions, jump on it. We will also talk you through qualifications as well. I'm a fellow of the International Compliance Association. I'm also doing accounts at the moment. I'm also a member of the CISI, a member of the ICSA and all that. So I can also guide you on what are the courses you need that will help you to compete. It's a competition. It's a rat race. You're competing against yourselves as well. So we are at RKY. You're going to be competing against other training institutes and all that. And trust me, we are above the rest. So trust me on this journey. If you believe you are up for it and you're able to push it. Like now, I've seen some people, Valeria wants to move from finance to compliance. You're already in a financial company. It shouldn't be so difficult for you to move to your compliance department. I can also see Uchena. Uchena, you're right in the middle of, you're in Bournemouth. You're right next to JP Morgan. And that's one of the places where I worked. It's a lovely place to work. They have a lovely faculty there. They have about 500 KYC analysts in Bournemouth. I believe you should join them. So we are here to make sure that you're able to compete and join them as well. I also have Modline, who is a lawyer who wants to move to compliance. Yes, we're here to guide you because I'm also a lawyer and I believe I know what it takes to jump into that. Lola also asked a question about the tools. Just as the CEO said, we are not allowed to use WorldCheck. WorldCheck costs about 1,000 a day, and they won't allow us to use it because the bad guys will get hold of it. What we use other tools that are similar to WorldCheck. So I know what you're looking for. You're looking for how to learn how to perform name screening, right? Which is how to identify PEPs, sanctions, and adverse news. We do that as well. We teach you how to do that. Because when you're packaging an AML KYC case, in KYC, you need to understand the first thing you do in KYC is to identify the level of risk a customer poses. We teach you how to do that, how to build the assessment tool as well. And then once you have the level of risk, that's when you now start performing due diligence as well. When you start performing due diligence, that's when you now need to do your name screening and all that. Now, we'll now teach you how to perform due diligence using Companies House, and those are some of the websites you need to familiarize yourself with. You can't just go for an interview and not mention some of those things. You will demarket yourself. So you need to understand some of these websites. What is the Companies House? How do I get directors of a company? How do I get the shareholders of a company? How do I get the memorandum and articles of association of a company, certificate of incorporation, and all the other documentary evidence you need to set up a company or to do the due diligence of a company? So those are some of the things we'll discuss. And also in transaction monitoring, we'll be discussing how to investigate clients, how to generate reports to the NCA, to the crime authorities, and also how to draft your suspicious activity reports as well, which is a fundamental skill you need to have when you're applying for transaction monitoring roles as well. The course also covers sanctions. I'm sure you're aware of sanctions and what's going on in Russia and everything. So we're going to touch up on that. You can see Syria is about to be pulled out of the sanctions. It's very interesting. We're going to cover OFAC, OFSI, and all the other ones, just to make sure you have a good idea and make sure that you're well prepared. And then GDPR also, we're also going to run you through all the articles and everything. So you need to understand what are the rights of your clients as well. How do you manage your GDPR department? What's the role like? What's the what are the responsibilities of processors and controllers. And we're also going to deal with all the websites so that you know where to get this information from, and you can also jump on it. So I think this is the best package. If you guys trust us, we have the experience more than more than the other teaching institutes out there. So CEO, I hope that's
Thank you so much.
Of our course.
Thank you so much, Lumi. So you've heard it from the best, guys. Lumi is a dual qualified solicitor. He was qualified, outside of the UK, and is also qualified in UK. He's worked in firms like Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, BNP Paribas, and all of that. He's got so many certifications and all of that, and his specialties, as you can see on the screen. So let me just take a couple of questions that we have in the chat box. Someone has a question that's similar to what we've answered. To be a compliance expert, must one have a background in finance or law?
No, you don't have to have a background in finance or law. A lot of the people we've are actually from care. They just want to get a better job. So most of the time, once we train you, you might start applying for entry-level roles. They might not pay a lot at the first instance. They might not pay more than 25-30 grand. But you just have to sacrifice, do about 3 to 6 months on that role. Don't look at that role as your final destination. Sometimes you are looking at a role that will get you into another role, and it's just like a step. And then eventually you might end up on a role paying 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. So it just depends. It's open to all roles. And because most of you are already intelligent people, you already have experience from somewhere, especially the people that are just graduated and all that. You are already embedding yourself into the UK system and all that. We are just here to guide you, just to make sure you're not doing something that is below your pay grade. You understand? So it's open to everyone. Yeah. Okay, and I can see CEO, I'm mute at the moment.
Yeah, I was speaking. So Ruben says, I work with the civil service as a tax compliance officer. I'm currently being invited for an interview for a fraud officer role that primarily focuses on addressing and preventing fraudulent benefits claims by people in the UK. Is this cost beneficial for this role?
Oh yes, this course is beneficial for this role because I can see that you're already in tax. So probably you're dealing with FATCA and all the other tax regimes and all that. Now, I believe we cover fraud, we cover transaction monitoring and KYC. That information will help you to market yourself and also to do the work better. So we also work on transaction monitoring red flags, how to identify and how to investigate people as well, and how to also draft suspicious activity reports. So those are some of the things we also cover. And as I said, we also cover it from different angles. I'll be looking at it from a business analyst angle as well. How would you build this program if you were in an organization? What are the requirements for it? I'm fleshing out the requirements from the law directly, you get. So those are the sort of things that we are going to introduce to you guys as well. So it covers everything. And we're also flexible. If there are things that you want to ask that are not covered by a module, I'm flexible. We are here for 12 months. So for 12 months, unless you get out of Lumi, we'll continue talking and developing and embellishing the skills you have. So we're not just going to dump you after the 4 weeks, which other people do. We're not really interested in, it's not as profitable as some of the other courses, some of the other institutions, because we are doing 12 months. Think about it. 12 months for, I think we're on 600 now, or is it 800 or thereabouts? So 12 months for that price, you cannot get anywhere else. You have one-on-one, you can call me every day. It's you just has to be reasonable as well.
Look, you keep setting yourself up with you can call me.
I know, I'm
at 1 a.m.
Let's see who can outrun my energy. I'm Duracell.
Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so someone says, is compliance a job skill for sponsorship on the occupation list? I think we showed that, yeah?
Yeah.
That is on the list.
So some people have been very, very lucky. they've got their sponsorship directly from Nigeria, and that's because they've gone for interviews and they've proved to the interviewer that, look, you need me. I know GMLSG, I know the laws, I know this thing. You cannot, if you don't impress them, there is no way they'll give you that job. Because some people that are already doing the job, they don't even know, they don't read. They just go to work, go back home, they have children, they have, it's a busy life and all that. But what we are doing here is that we are going to it's as if we are training you to be a lawyer where you can argue out your case with your interviewer. You can also quote sections from FATF, which is the global body. Okay, like now you can quote recommendation 10, recommendation 12 for PEP. And then you also know what to do when you have a PEP. You know how to perform PEP due diligence. What do you do when you identify sanctions and all that? So these are some of the things that give you comfort when you go for your interviews. It's not like you're just looking at the roof or something. You are not confused. You know this thing. You will just need to give you an opportunity to prove yourself. And just like some of our clients have come to say, like Chidima and all that, they have done their homework and they've just surpassed whatever is out there. So yeah, please fire on with your questions and yeah.
Okay, so next one. I'm a newly admitted solicitor in the UK. Would you be able to provide me with the mentorship and signposts me to enter the compliance market on sponsored roles?
Yeah. So just as we said, well, you've done it. Congratulations on that as well. You've requalified as a solicitor. Now, the good thing about it is that compliance is very close to legal practice as well. It's just that you're in corporate, and you can also work in a law firm if you want, which makes it very interesting. Now, we just have to bring out your skills and market it to whoever you're applying to, and that will also help you as well. So we need to understand your background, and then we'll help you. We are going to draft your CV and also market it to wherever you want to apply to. So it's a good thing that you studied law. In compliance also, you need to understand the laws as well. You need to understand the Money Laundering Act 2017. You need to understand the Fraud Act. You need to understand GMLSG. GMLSG is the guidance in the UK, and you need to understand that there is no way you can get a KYC AML job without understanding that as well.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about how practical your data protection course is?
Yeah, so our data protection course, we're diving deep into data. So the first thing is that we're going to talk about the rights of all people that have data. What are the rights and what does Article 5 say? Okay, so we're going to be talking about when you need to make sure that you are giving the client information, you are getting the consent of the client before you even do some things. So the UK GDPR doesn't allow you to just take people's data. Data is the new gold out there. So people have their rights, okay? Just like, you apply to some organizations. When you're even applying, they'll tell you, this is what we're going to do with your data and all that. So those are the same things you need to do. You need to understand the data risk in the company you're going to work for. You need to do a DPIA, to understand what are the challenges we have and all that. And it's not as if any organization is perfect, but because you've studied it and you also understand it, it makes it easier. You can see all the fines there. WhatsApp has been fined, Meta has been fined, all these guys have been fined. We are also going to read their cases. What did they do wrong? The same way we'll do in all the other modules. So we need to understand their cases. What did they do wrong? What are our own responsibilities as data controllers and data controllers as well? And even when we have contracts with different vendors as well, we need to also monitor them and understand what's going on. So all those things will be discussed as well. And also from a business analyst angle, we'll also be discussing how to make sure that you are using data in the right way. Because I've worked on projects whereby I've seen mistakes and we've have lessons learned. And those are some of the things we'll be teaching you guys as well.
Right. Thank you so much for that. Okay. I think at this point, we've taken all the questions. I have a background in communication, worked in Nigeria as a customer service back then, MSc in media and communications, currently working as a support worker, and I would like to transition. Right.
So for that, it's solid. You already have customer experience. There is no way you'll be able to do any job without the soft skills as well, because there are some KYC jobs whereby you will also reach out to the customer, do your security check, ask them for information, assuming you are working in the mortgage department and all that. You need to understand the customer's source of wealth and things like that. So you also need to relate to the customer as well. But in most AML KYC jobs, you won't have any relationship with any customer and all that. All you are just doing is reviewing their files. The minute you have a master's degree or anything, you are overqualified already. Okay? There are some people in KYC that don't have any degrees as well. And then if you decide you want to upgrade as well, I will advise you on what courses to do, in addition. The difference is that these courses are not as practical as our course, because you have a project here, but most of them are theoretical. Okay, they are additional. They help you to compete. We are here to advise you on everything and also to guide you. So you have 12 months support. If you exhaust that and you don't get a job, then we have to review and think of what's going wrong. You get what I'm saying? We're not here to guarantee that you get a job, but as well, we have candidates. Some come, they study, and then they don't.
Chidima even said it about people who join the boot camp and they won't play their part or put the best in. I don't know if you get it. So, basically, are there lots of sections we need to know and quote to? I'm trying to take the rest of the questions very quickly. Are there a lot of sections we need to quote? Okay, they're asking about all those legal sections, section 2 versus...
Yeah, you don't need to quote a lot, but I will always tell you to always quote recommendation 10, which is always the due diligence recommendation. Recommendation 12 is also the PEP recommendation. I know I'm starting to sound like a lawyer and all that, but we want you to be above the game. It's not going to be easy. If they are competing you with someone that doesn't quote any section at all, and you are the one quoting section and you're breaking down the law for them, I think you're in a better position, because they want people that will protect the bank or protect the law firm or protect the oil and gas firm or protect the real estate business. They want people that understand the law. I can tell you that for sure. That's the advantage you have, because they don't want someone that is coming with guesswork. Okay, I've had a lot of discussion with MLROs, and the minute I start discussing GMLSG, everybody just keeps quiet because they know I'm reading it from the source. And that's the difference between us and different training institutes out there.
Thank you so much, Professor Lumi.
Yeah.
So,
you're welcome.
For someone undergoing training in project management and business analysis and want to add Excel and PowerPoint, any discounts? Excel and PowerPoint is the most discounted discounts you can ever have. It's £50, it's 50k in Naira for those in Nigeria. So yes, you get a discount. The discount is £50. It's £50. Do you offer any internship on data protection course? So we do not have a data protection course as a standalone. Data protection is a module within our compliance course. So our course is different from those that you just have the course KYC AML. There's so many people out there that just do KYC and AML training, and you will still pay £600 for just 1 weekend, or £700 for just 1 weekend or 2 weekends of classes. But ours is specially designed to actually give people as many opportunities as they want, from compliance to KYC to AML to data protection and GDPR and sanctions. So as part of the course as a whole, you get, projects to work on to gain experience, but we do not have a standalone internship for data protection. I hope that answers your question. So for the person that asked about Excel, the link to book your slot for the Excel has been dropped in the group. Thank you so much, Lumi. For that, very helpful. So companies where our students have landed jobs, we have students, in like top companies from Amazon to Metro to Lloyd's and Co. Right. So for those that asked if this session is also going to be recorded or is going to be available, yes, the recording for this session will be uploaded to YouTube before Monday. How much is the cost? It's currently on a discount for just £599, and you can pay in installments using Klarna, ClearPay, Pay Later. The link has been for you to secure your slots. Is the one that has /courses/pay. Right. On it. How long is the Excel and PowerPoint training? Saturday and Sunday, 6 weeks, 2 to 4 p.m. Right. So I think, I've answered most of the questions. I'll just do a little bit introduction of what our new business coaching and accelerator program. This might not be for you. It could be for you. It could be for someone that want to start and scale a business in the UK. Right, where you will get all the support you need from someone who has been there and done that, myself, right, who not only run one company in the UK, but a group of companies, right? So the goal, like I said, my own personal goal and all my initiatives are, tailored towards ensuring that we as immigrants or ethnic minority individuals or professionals do not settle for less and are able to tap into all the opportunities that abound in the space. I'll be holding a free masterclass to educate people on how to start a business. All the skill sets you're even gaining in trainings as well, you can monetize it and turn it to a business. You can offer solutions to companies. You can do KYC for companies and all of that. And again, looking at the way the immigration is even going, and even beyond immigration, if you want to build generational wealth, 9 to 5 is not going to be sufficient on its own. You need to find a way to actually build sustainable income through, setting up a business at some point. So I'm going to be holding, and this also can give you opportunity to position yourself for Global Talent Visa, Innovator, Founder Visa, and all of that for those that are considering it. So this might not be for you, like I said. It could be for your spouse, your partner, your cousin, your family member. But if you have people who want to get trained on starting a business, not just trained, who want to be handheld, from start to finish. I'm the facilitator for this one, alongside other people I'll bring as well who are also successful. But for this one, I'm your trainer for this particular program. So there's an opportunity to work with me on a one-to-one, and there's also an opportunity to be in a group of 5 to 10 at most founders and also be a part of the founders community to continue to get support. So guess what? Running a business, just like getting a job is not easy at all. Right. So so if you haven't secured your slot for the classes, you need to do so before we get sold out. We like to keep our classes small so that we can give all the support we want to our students. Also, for the events happening on the 21st of June, secure your spot. It's just £15 to buy a ticket. If you're outside the UK, if you're outside London, right, we also have plans to subsidize your return tickets, right, or provide a bus if you have enough people, really, because you can't pay for a bus for just one person, right? For the Manchester, Midlands and Northwest, that's Manchester and Birmingham particularly. So guys, secure your spots. The time for the next compliance class is 31st of May. Is it 31st? Is it 30 days or 31st? But yeah, end of May, really. So we also have a podcast, like I said earlier, subscribe if you haven't. You can pay in installments, make sure you leverage this opportunity to upskill. Time is waiting for no one. Even if you want to set up a business, you need skill sets, you need, experience. If you want to get a job, if you want to position yourself for visa sponsorship, all of this, you need, to actually work on yourself. Nobody can take away whatever it is you've worked on from yourself. Also, if you also want to, you can also refer and earn from us. You can earn up to £60, 10% for any course. So if you want to join this course, don't join alone. Look for one other person to bring with you so you can also earn an income. Even if you don't earn an income, you are doing them a favor. But now we want to reward you for actually bringing people on board as well and helping people. So our upcoming events, our compliance class starts 31st of May, Excel 7th of May, Project Management and Business Analysis 28th of June, Scrum Master and Product Management and Product Owner 28th of June, Digital Marketing 28th of June, Data Analysis 28th of June, our Tech Summit 7th of June, Data Insights Day, where our data analysis students will come showcase the projects they worked on their own work experience phase, 31st of May, Product Demo, where our project management, business analysis, Scrum Master, Product Owner, Product Manager, and even our digital marketing students will come showcase the projects they also worked on in the work experience 17th of May, which is today. In 6 minutes, I'll be joining that session as well. And, I'm going to be having a lovely time where our students, I'm not going to be the one talking the most there. I'm just going to be introducing them, and they're going to be telling you what they've been through. They're going to present their products to you. And to be honest, they built very fantastic products in this cohort. So, and on the 21st of June, our physical event in London, in Greenwich, and that's about it, guys. I know we've done Q&A already. It's been great having each and every one of you here. I don't know if you learned anything today. Let's know in the comment section. How was the session? Did you find it informative? Did you find it insightful? Before we call it a day. So thanks to everyone who has been a part of it and who has asked questions. We appreciate you. Okay, so the UK Business Accelerator program starts in July. However, there's going to be a free masterclass before then, and you can even join a wait list. Can we drop the link to the business coaching wait list so you can also be invited to the free masterclass where we talk about everything starting a business in the UK? Oh, so if you don't get that on this call, because I don't know if they have the link. Okay, so that's the link. So click on the link and register your interest. So even learn about what it takes to start and scale a 6-figure business to 7 figures in the UK. Beautiful. So Rafata says the session has been very informative. Thank you. You're welcome, and thanks for joining. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Lumi, for sharing your insights as well. Thank you to all those who participated, who answered questions, who asked us questions. The recording of this webinar would be up on our YouTube before Monday. Search for RKY Careers on YouTube. Subscribe so that you can get notified when we drop the recording. And you can even start consuming and binge watching the very resourceful stuff we have right there from previous sessions, So thank you so much. The program was so enlightening for me. I want to move on with you. We want to move on with you as well, Chima. Thank you for taking time to do a breakdown and provide feasible expectations for students. I'm registered on the compliance already, and I'm eager to get on. Can I have my CV work done before the training finishes? Why we would love to do that? That will result in you not getting the work experience added to it, because we need you to gain the experience before we add it to your CV, and we need to add it to your CV before we deliver the CV to you. It's just a 5 weeks class. By 3rd week, you're already getting your CV, ready. So just be patient, trust the process, and follow the process, and you get the best out of it. Nena, thank you as well for joining. Have a great evening, guys, and enjoy the beautiful weather. Cheers.
Thank you all. Cheers. Bye.